How's everybody doing? We are live. We are going to wait for just a second and allow people to hop into the chat here. And we will play the intro. Damn it, that would have really been nice to be able to. Oh no wonder, it's the wrong cord. Alright, welcome to the show, everybody. I have a dilemma. I was going to use my portable battery to do this and plug it in, but we'll just do it until my phone dies, I guess. My battery pack's not charged. It was plugged in when I left, but now it's unplugged. So it's all fine and dandy. I'm not tripping on that. I'm just happy to be here tonight with you guys. I got some stuff I want to talk about. Some ancient antediluvian stuff that's from the lands of Mu and Lumeria. I want to talk about that for a little bit tonight. Lumeria and, of course, Atlantis. We don't have a lot of data on that at the moment, but only what we can go off of what we know about so far. I had wrote a poem in 2020 about Lemuria and where its locations was and what had happened. I don't know how this poem became a thing, but I just wrote it. It sounded good, and like how I figured out where the actual location was. So this thing, I got my scanner for my phone, my card reader. I'm gonna start going completely digital on my payment stuff. I'm getting ready to do some serious promotions and podcasting. I'm gonna start getting people really into it. Like I'm gonna start having interviews again. I would really like to get this off the ground this year and see where it goes. Just up. Oh, God dang it. I lost connection and then my viewer left. God dang it. See, this is what happens when you jump between Wi-Fi and data. Anyways, I'm trying to get this podcast thing up off the ground this year. You know, like those of you who've been following me for a bit know exactly how deep I was getting into this, how often I was making videos, and how many people were starting to pay attention to me. I'm not like, oh, here, look at me. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just like saying, I know things. I know things that I shouldn't know. I don't know where they came from. I didn't read about none of it. I don't just read stuff and absorb it like a book or like a sponge. But yes, I do have a spongy mind. I do absorb a lot of knowledge and data and information, and then I analyze that shit. All right, I analyze that stuff and find out what it means to me. You know, but I know there's only one specific meaning to whatever is written by a certain person, and the only way to really get the meaning of what they meant by what they said or wrote is to go straight to the horse's mouth themselves. So, and what I mean by that is like whoever said it, you can't take hearsay or a rumor of somebody else um, saying it, and this is what so and so said. But no, it's more like I'm not going to tell you exactly what it means, but I'm going to tell you who said it, and you can go to them and figure it out yourself, what was said and what you want to believe out of it. All right. So here we go. We are going to open it up with the land of Mu or Lumeria. Now, I'm not going to get into like details of this pristine people and what they did. I'm just going to talk about the general geographic location, what kind of happened there, um, where these people are now, and what, where, when, how, and where they came from, all that stuff, right? I don't know a whole lot. Of course, I don't read any scripts. Excuse me. I don't read any scripts, but you know, I do retain a lot of what I read and what I've seen. Photographic memory type stuff, auditory memory stuff. I remember what I hear too, and like I am not somebody who's forgetful. Really, I mean, did you know forgetfulness comes from a lower vibration, and being stuck in that lower vibration, you begin to lose your memory. You begin to lose your connection to organic data. You know, it's not something I'm going to go lightly on. I mean, I may be holding an artificial device that's connected to artificial knowledge and data, but it's not artificial data per se, but it's not organic. It's not a constant flow of information. It's constant to a point where you can look stuff up and find answers, but it isn't constant as in I can close my eyes, I can meditate, I can leave my mind and travel in my thoughts to anywhere the hell I want. I can figure out and find and make known the information and the data that I found on this quest. All right. Now, I know there's a lot of skeptics out there, and here's my disclaimer. I'm going to say it out loud. Viewer beware, take caution, proceed at your own risk. This channel may have and probably will have highly offensive material or unfiltered dialogue, which ultimately, my ultimate goal is to be just that. I do not want to filter myself. I will not censor myself. I will not censor what I put out on my channel. I will not, this is America. Freedom of speech is like one of the only things that we have left, and I'm not going to be quiet just because one person took offense to something, okay? Or one person isn't with the program. Right? Like I told I had an anonymous caller today who was going to um, give me information about how to grow my small business or company, and I'm supposed to be getting a call from the CEO of this entrepreneurship, like this certain business, the president of this certain entertainment business or whatever is going to call me personally and talk to me and give me some clues and some pointers. They're even gonna give me $100 to help my cause and the help boost my channel up off, get it off the ground. You know, um, which I'm pretty much close to having my company off the ground. It's been a long time, and I would have been off the ground already if the sabotage never happened twice. You know, damn gang stalkers, man, like jealousy and envy, and like to be most honest with everybody who's going to assume or attempt to knock Christopher down off of his high spot, his pedestal that he's put himself on. Nobody puts me up on a pedestal. Nobody, especially sociopathic people. They don't put people on pedestals. You know, I don't deserve to be, but I put myself up there because that's what I value. I value myself enough to be put up there, and I know where I came from. I know where, mostly where I came from, what families I belong to, and you know, I couldn't get any further past 9,000 BC, but that's not the right calendar too. It's like Annus Munda calendar or something like that, and we're on the Gregorian calendar now, and we used to be on another one, and the Asmondae calendar or something was before that one, and we have data that is recorded data from clear back in the antediluvian period or the pre-antediluvian period, which is Atlantis and Lumeria, which Lumeria is older than Atlantis. So Lumeria would probably be around the let's see, 560 million years ago was third seeding. So it had to have been, let's see, like a billion years ago. Let's just, for example, a billion years ago, the first seeding happened and annihilated happened. A second seeding between them and 560 million, second seeding happened. Again, annihilated. This is the third seeding of Taurinician humans on planet Earth. This is the last one that we're gonna have. If we fail this time, then the world's theirs. We're not gonna win it back if we can't pull it together now. Like if people would wake up to what they are and what they came from and start pursuing their destinies and their fate. The destiny is what you're made for. That's what you were brought here to do. The fate is what's going to happen if you don't make a change and start doing something for the better good of everyone, of society, of the world, of everything that we do. If we don't start doing it in a better light, in a warmer light, in a more loving light, yeah, the fucking fog is pounding on the back doors of our houses, right? And it's trying to engulf the whole most holy of houses that we have, and these are people like you and me who connect on something most people don't connect on. It's more like a language than gibberish. People are like, "Oh, you're crazy." No, I'm just not speaking in a low speak type of format, I guess. Trying to think of how to say things that are still, like a higher sense of understanding than a lower sense of understanding. I want to get it to where I don't have to translate what I'm saying. People can talk crap all they want. Oh, he's on drugs, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not. I'm actually just getting off work. It is 1:19. I just got off work at 11. It's about an hour walk to get home, an hour and a half to get home from work. And so yeah, that would put me at 12:30-ish to and it's only a half an hour after that. So what I know about Lumeria is, so Lumeria had inhabitants that were once a very pristine people, and the invasions happened then, way back then. I'm not talking like the biblical invasions that they talk about, the fallen sons of God. That's not the invasions I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the original fall of man, or of humanity. It's quite complicated to explain without like some solid sheets in front of me that I can go on reference, but we're no longer living in the marshes of Mu. All right. Mu sunk when the power crystals got exploded and destroyed during the electric wars. If you don't know what those are, look up Lumeria and the electric wars, and there's about 12 different hits that you can find about that specific event that happened in Lumeria, and it talks about how there were special kind of crystals, Lumerian seed crystals or something. One of the last shows I was on with the Out of the Box podcast, we were talking about the specific crystals that the Lumerians used in order to store data and retrieve data and pass data to their adepts, and they're practicing high priests or whatever, the mages and the ones that could access that information, uploading and downloading. Either way, it's just like this. See, I got this thing. All right. This is actually a chakra necklace. All right. But the concept of, transferring data, uploading and downloading data right from the crystal itself is a channeling thing. You have to channel and concentrate, and it's the same way of controlling which way your energy rotates. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom out. So you got your solar plexus, right? That's where all your energy comes in and out of your body through your solar plexus, right? Like, pretend this is like a black hole kind of thing, right? And it's spinning backwards right now because of all the torment and the torture that we've all been going through. We kind of feel this thick kind of a void, this thick, heavy little void that's right here in our chest. It's all the time right now. And so what happened, they had to destroy these crystals in order to deactivate the stargates, the ascension portals, that here's another Bible reference, and I'm not religious, but in the Bible it references gatekeepers 28 times. All right, gatekeepers. I'm not lying. Like, look it up. Do a Google search on it right now. 28 references to gatekeepers in the Bible. And these aren't just gatekeepers like, oh, I'm standing at a gate right here. There's a little gate right here. I'm gonna open it and close it. No, not that kind of a gate. We're talking about cosmic gates. All all right, or spiritual gates, or mental gates. You know, like Kevin Gates. um, there's things that people don't know, and if they did find out or hear about it, they would probably say that's crazy, that's not real, and whoever wants to talk about it would be called crazy and unreal. But really, like, to get down and technical, I think I pretty much know what I've experienced firsthand, what I've seen with my own two eyes, what I've felt in my core, and what has given me goosebumps with nothing else physically capable of giving somebody goosebumps straight up from knowledge, from information. You can get goosebumps. You know, I went down to the park in town here a couple years ago, and I was hanging out with the people that don't have dwellings of their own, right? And they were all just down there at the library in the lawn chilling. And I started reading my writings to them about, you know, higher spirituality, higher learning, higher consciousness, and three people, whoa, they got goosebumps from my writings. I gave people goosebumps. There's the energy that I was laying on them. You know, I was like, okay, I wasn't being a dick. I wasn't being nice. I was neutral, and I was reading excitedly. All right, it's the energy that I was putting into that and reading it off to them. The energy gave them the goosebumps. The energy in the words. All right, and beings that human beings are very, very powerful. If we could break out of the mental prisons that we've, you know, placed these false agreements upon ourselves, where, you know, most of them are formed when we were children by the way our parents rose us, or the things that we were drilled into our heads with, you know, false or fake uh, agreements, you know. And there's only four real agreements, and then there's ways to break old agreements, and that's like do some research for one. That's a way to break false agreements that we put on ourselves because of fear, or being threatened, or some form of being silenced to where you can't speak. All right. Now, if we think about it, words are magic. When we speak magic out of our lips, and it flows to somebody else's ear who picks it up. And when they hear it, there's a factor of things that can happen. It's okay. So they can feel it, actually feel it. And, you know, when you actually feel something because you're paying attention to the details, and, you know, the very fabric of what holds it together, you get goosebumps from it. I'm telling you, no lies. I give myself goosebumps all the time just by reading stuff and researching, and then applying it to myself and figuring out what exactly this correlates with. All right. So now, what happened with Lumeria is these invaders who want to say that the reptilians and the Dracos and the Anunnaki were here then too. You know, but there was also an earthly bound a reptiloid that was a green color and didn't have the red on its tail. All right, I wrote a book. It's called Higher Learning for the Open-Minded. I just got finished with it. I will try to keep the references of that kind of minimal, because I kind of want to have people be excited to read this thing when I hand it to them, or share it with them. Pretty interesting stuff. I wrote about my own experiences also. I have my own writings that I put in there, and also things that I've observed where not everybody has made it that far quite yet. And those people who haven't made it that far quite yet are the ones hating. They're the ones hating. They don't understand it. It's unknown to them. So of course they're going to be hating on it. All right, they're going to be hating. They're going to be all of the above because they want you to be quiet. I don't care about that. Well, you better care about something because this is our origins I'm talking about. Like we only came from 2 different places. There's not like 100 different clans or nothing. There was 12 clans. That was it. There was 12 clans. There was 12 gates that they protected, and when the invaders came and started destroying the gates and slaughtering off all the male offspring and the male descendants and the heirs and all that, that's where they got the upper hand and started to infiltrate the ranks and the clans and taking over the gateways. So this is like shit they don't even teach you, but you know. I would like 1 second, viewers. I would like be a bad influence on my viewers for a minute. Cheap pack of smokes if we have it. Here for it's the Lucky Strikes probably are the cheapest.
I got these, but these are.
What are the full flavor of those? Because I tried those. I did the yellow or the blue.
I think there's a burgundy one we had, but they did away with the cigarettes, so they're not.
No, they're like little cigars or something.
No, they're cigarettes.
Oh,
But I think we had a burgundy kind,
okay.
and that one was, I think, full flavored. But like I said, this company just kind of discontinued.
All right. Well, let me get a couple of Black and Milds instead then. Those White Owls don't really do it for me. They're all right, but they it's like you're smoking air when you smoke those ones. So wooden tip. I want what's that one? Wine and a
Casino.
yeah, wine and casino will work. Yeah, I got 5 on it. I got 5 on it. No. Anything else? Nah, that's it. 388. Might get me a soda over here.
44? 44 ounce?
Yeah.
So 31 cents.
31 cents for a soda?
You're getting a 44 ounce or
Yeah.
an 87?
What are the extra large cups?
Those big cups is 131, so 31 cents. Because I already got your dollars, so I need a
25, 35, 36 is a nickel back.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I didn't even know I had a viewer. It says 0, but I have 1 like so far. And I've only been gone since 20 minutes now.
Yeah.
This time of night, though, it's kind of cool. I think I know who it is. My friend in Australia.
Oh, nice.
It's tomorrow evening, or this evening there right now. So I can get my soda and just you already charged me?
Yep.
Okay. That's these? All right, cool. We're gonna get some Fanta orange mixed with some Sprite or some Squirt. Yeah. Orange and lemon, pretty good stuff. Plus, clear soda is a little better for you than the dark stuff. But anyway, interesting little bit I got into there for a minute. I can't see comments on unless you're in the YouTube section. Is well, unless you went through the process of StreamYard identifying your Facebook account, then you can make your comments from Facebook, and I'll be able to see them. But other than that, then I can't see them unless you go to YouTube. See you later, man. So, on to the subject that we were just on. So, when the invaders came and slaughtered the men and the boys and left the women only to use as breeder vessels to get their little fallen angel seeds on this planet, and you know they had to infiltrate, they had to mix with the genetics, like by ravaging the women and forcing them to have offspring because that's the only way that they were going to mix with our genetics so subtly. Well, of course they had genetic manipulation facilities on their ships and all that. Like, you know, how do you think that they make hybrids in the first place? How do you think that they splice two different genomes and grow something or create something that's unknown to the human existence or to human knowledge? There's some of us who do know about it, and we do talk about it, but like everybody else, it comes out and talks. We're labeled crazy and whatever. And the crazy ones are the ones who walk around blindly and dead inside because they haven't been guided correctly. They haven't learned the correct knowledge and wisdom that they need in order to progress in their spiritual life, in their internal world. You know, um, my reality is the same as anyone else's. To be honest, my physical reality, I don't have special little visions that are meant just for me. I don't see that bush. It's right there. That thing. That's a bush way over there. I don't see that bush and picture a small house. If this was a delusion, then I would be hallucinating all this shit, right? If I was delusional, everything that I talk about and everything that I see would be inaccurately perceived because it would be a hallucination or an illusion, correct? And like you guys are seeing the exact same stuff I'm seeing, right? Walking down the road, there's nothing out here. So tell me that I'm hallucinating my false reality. That's not even happening. It's not a false reality. It's an attempt to make me question my reality. It's an attempt to make me falter from my path. It's an attempt to silence the messenger because they don't want to hear the inevitable fate that they have coming for them. It's not damn rocket science to understand that there's definitely threats upon this. Just bullshit. It's like the fear, the scare tactics that are used in the massive distribution of this shit through the medias and all that. So I'm gonna pause this for a minute. Hey, what's up, everybody? Huh? No, I went on a walk and doing a podcast. It's still live.
You fucking.
Huh?
Did you yell earlier? Did you scream?
What?
Did you scream earlier?
Where?
Did you scream?
Did you scream? Did you yell?
When?
Earlier. When I came in, I heard somebody just yell.
Oh, it's a video. Let me say
Yeah, it's on live right now.
hi. Okay. Oh, yeah. What is this?
Sugar, nothing but sugar cajeta.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
Change the fucking podcast.
you what?
Oh, this no.
Oh.
Remember, there's a live video going right here.
Okay. So what are we talking about today?
Lumeria.
Chris.
What the fuck is that?
It's an ancient civilization.
What the hell are you doing? What are you talking about?
Like most of us are descendants of Lumeria and Atlantis. There's only like
I'm gonna go around
the Aztecs, the Mayans, and the Incas and all them. They are descendants of Atlanteans and Lemurians. Like they've evolved into Mexicans now.
What'd you call
the Lumerians and all that, they call them Red Sands. Some places, the Hopi Indians are part Lumerian,
The
or
Hopi?
the Hopi. Yeah, they're descendants of the, you know.
Okay, so I need to read something.
Okay.
That's only where I'm getting some.
Right. Anyways, so like that's in a nutshell, basically where humanity spawned from was Lemuria and Atlantis. But first it was like Lemuria, and then Atlantis showed up later. But that's only because the invasions caused them to what do you call it, disperse, and they had to find exits because the invaders were not human. All right, they were just they were posing as holy people or our friends, but like master manipulators and geneticists are very difficult to trust and to believe. Like especially like if you think about it, in the first book of Genesis, it says God says, "Come, let us make man in our image," and it got me thinking like, who is this we and us and our stuff? If there's only supposed to be one creator, come let us make man in our image. Like who's we and us and our? But so the supreme being was the only one. So who was he talking to?
The people who was created.
Like, see, doesn't make there's something not adding up there, right?
But that's stuff we're not supposed to get. You're not supposed to. I guess I mean, everybody could wonder why, but.
Who says we're not supposed to analyze and critically think?
Well, yeah, but you do it to where you don't get sidetracked about your life in front of you.
Right.
Sometimes you got to learn balance.
Yeah.
Do it on your own time, not where it overflows into everything. Kind of like to each their own.
Right.
Everybody doesn't need to hear or be associated with what you're thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's you influencing other people's train of thought at that moment because like kind of like
But like, see, I'm not like pushing it on nobody, and if they don't want to watch it, they can just change the channel,
Right.
Yeah.
But then you'd be just talking to yourself usually. Like I mean, that's what I'm saying. You're grabbing the attention of other people. You're overflowing it. You're letting it be known. You're saying it out loud.
If I'm
You're
catching
it to exist.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Okay, so you're a leader. Are you?
I'm not a leader, but I am. I'm a learning, aspiring.
Life coach or like a life coach?
I want to be that someday, like a motivational speaker / like life coach, counselor type thing.
I was gonna say I gotta go pick up medicine. You want to ride home right now? Or you want to kick it?
No, I'm good right now. I got stoned. I'm chilling.
Okay.
I'm cool. I'll chill quick. Here's the coach.
Huh?
You good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Do I intimidate you? What? What are you trying to do? What? Say bye, bitch? What? You want me to go with you? No. Well, say what? Say what? Spit it out.
No, I just said we're gonna go get medicine.
Okay. I'm really just chilling, like, unless I'm bothering you. Like, okay.
You can chill.
Yeah. Oh, I'm good. I'm chilling. Chill. You ain't gotta worry about me. I'm not a baby. I'm a big girl.
I'm a big girl.
I used to be a big girl.
Used to be.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
So we're gonna go into like an interlude right now. I'm gonna like do this, and we're gonna have a little bit of music playing while we go to a type of break. An interlude, yes. Let's see. We're gonna do ascending sound here. That's a little bit too much. Yeah, let's do this one. I don't know if the microphone is muted right now, but I should just turn off the camera. They can hear us, but I don't want people seeing what I'm doing.
You will know. Someone comment that.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Don't judge.
Yeah. This is called McDabbins. McDabbins, McSnabbins. Here you guys go. You can watch this. See, this is a nectar collector, right? It's perfectly legal. It's got water in it. What? Not really. Well, it is, but it's legal. Huh? It's being streamed live to YouTube too, and Facebook. They don't know none of it. You know, like I have close to 100 followers right now after 3 months. Right. This is we're gonna cut it off now. Thanks for showing up.